Welcome to Mystic Moons. This is a reading for Pisces. Pisces, if you have significant Pisces energy, welcome again. Pisces, if you appreciate my time in doing this reading, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. And Pisces, if you have any comments to share, please feel free. I invite you to check out the other videos that I do. There are other readings that you can explore the astrological energies of, as well as other readings that cover other subjects. If you're on here, you know to take it as it resonates and all that. So let's just hop right into, excuse me, a reading for Pisces. What's a message that I can share for the Piscean collective right now for you watching? These 2 points of convergence, Pisces. I have 7 of Pentacles, Pisces, 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. You've done a lot, Pisces. You have a lot. Take a step back, Pisces, and acknowledge that. Reflect upon that. Reflect too, Pisces, with everything that you have. And I don't mean just tangible things you have, Pisces. I don't mean, Pisces, just the things that you have built, the things you have bought, the connections you have made, the skills you have acquired, the lessons you've learned, the love you get given. I mean, all of those things, Pisces. Take a step back, Pisces, and reflect upon all the things that you have done, that you yourself have gained. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 9 of Wands. You know, this energy, Pisces, is almost like a little bit of a caveat. When you have a lot, Pisces, you could feel perhaps like you have a wider range to operate. In other words, you could feel like there are other opportunities that you might just ignore. That's not right. That's not what I mean. When I say, for instance, like in this energy, Pisces, what I'm getting is because you could be feeling secure in your gifts, Pisces, secure in what you have, Pisces. You could be considering certain actions, certain situations as recognizing them that they're transitory. You know, they're not really anything that's going to go and impact your life or anything that you're going to keep with you. And you could just sort of dismiss it. I have 2 5s. You could dismiss it in this energy. Or you could have the tendency to look at it, that's nothing. And then you go off with your, Pisces self. And kind of what I'm getting here, Pisces, is I think that sort of benevolence that you have of the gifts and your business that you attend to. You know, when there are people, Pisces, minding your business, and just because, Pisces, you are also minding your business, somehow the two don't mesh. It feels like a little bit in the energy that I have here, Pisces, as you focus, and this is not the crux of the reading, this is just a message that's part of this reading. But definitely, Pisces, if you feel like there are people who are there watching your business as you attend to your business, in some way, Pisces, it's like they have to be addressed. Yes, you have a lot of gifts, but I think when other people are calculating your gifts, Pisces, they're throwing noise and obstacles and friction in your way. So, Pisces, think about that. I don't know if the solution for you would be to keep a lower profile. Your solution would be to confront the people and put them in their place. I don't know, because I'm not going to turn the reading into that, but that's a caveat that I have here. The reason why I say that too, Pisces, Seven of Pentacles with Ace of Pentacles. You have a lot of resources, plans, gifts at your disposal. It's all about combining and making use of your gifts and bringing it out to the next level. And, Pisces, when you have something that you're working on and then something else comes up and something else comes up, that's sort of the timeline gets pushed further and further away. It's all about organization. It's all also about clearing off the space, not just your own headspace, Pisces, but also think about your physical space, Pisces. It's important to go and have that space to reflect, to build, to grow, and to graduate that which you've already built. Let's go and find out more about Seven of Pentacles. But I do want to fold all these cards back. All right. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles gets a Ten of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. Five of Cups. King of Cups. Okay, Pisces, first of all, what I'm getting here, I almost feel like saying some tail end energy. Pisces, there's something lingering around you. Significant Taurus energy here, Pisces. Significant Scorpio energy. Significant Cancerian energy here. 3 and 4 of Cups is as Cancer. I read my Knight of Cups as Scorpio. 5 of Cups is Scorpio. 7 of Pentacle and 5 of Pentacle are both Taurus. I actually read my King of Cups as Pisces. So, Pisces. I have some energy here that is lingering, some energy here that are keeping points of contention to you, Pisces, that aren't exactly the most healthiest. They haven't exactly helped you. It's almost like Pisces, well, maybe you haven't given them the space as well, Pisces, to go and help you. Maybe in this energy as well, what they wanted from you, Pisces, is something that you had no desire to give. Regardless if it was friendship, love, time, advice, space. Did I say attention? It could be you had no desire to give those things, or you had no desire to give one of those things in the generous amount this person wanted. So in that energy, Pisces, are there some sort of connections around you that you're keeping? You could be keeping them as a friend. This person is still in your energy. You have past people in your energy. I feel like it's more than one. Some people maybe you deal with sporadically every so often. Maybe some people you haven't dealt at all or very rarely. coachy, but they're in your energy and not exactly the most supportive. They're not coachy, quiet. They're not the most supportive, Pisces, because, well, could be they don't want to see you get too far ahead. Could also be that they're curious, Pisces, how far could you get with the gifts that you have by yourself? How strong are you, Pisces? I also get in the energy here that people who know you, and this is regardless, not talking negative people, positive people, just in general, Pisces, know that the people who know you know that you're strong. You have a lot of strength here, Pisces. And it's known, it's acknowledged. Strength that they couldn't possibly tap into, Pisces. Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Five of Cups. Well, first of all, Pisces, that which you already know, straight off the bat, those connections, Pisces, that you already know and have worked over, you have the result of how much longevity, what kind of future they could be. Patterns, Pisces. Pay attention to the patterns. Pay attention to that which you know. People reveal themselves. Don't be fooled, Pisces, just because you mean there could also be affection here, just because there could be affection, just because there could be history, there could also be here shared goals, and this goes outside of family connections. I want you to think about the shared goals of where you want to go, where they want to go. These are relationships. So with that Knight of Cups energy, Pisces, I want to take a closer look at Knight of Cups and Ten of Pentacles. Maybe I'll throw a card on this Five of Cups anyway. Let's see what this Five of Cups has. I'm not feeling it's entirely negative, primarily because a Seven of Pentacles is reflective. And a Seven of Pentacles is something that you build. Seven of Pentacles is still something that you have. Pisces, you haven't lost any of your gifts. You haven't lost any of your opportunities. You haven't lost your path, Pisces. Not at all. And also, too, the friction that's been thrown your way, Pisces, hasn't derailed you. Maybe it's delayed you, Pisces. It hasn't derailed you. I feel like with this Five of Cups too, you have been emotionally let down by perhaps expectations that others led you to believe in them. But they could not affect, Pisces, your core center. They could not affect that which you have as value. So consider that too, Pisces. Head trips, Pisces. Those sorts of things are the only tools that your detractors can go and use, because they can't really affect you, Pisces. They can't go and touch you, Pisces, any other way. They can only get through you, Pisces, through your care, your attention, your emotional investment, your availability to them, to deal with them, to consider them, to think of them, to speak to them, those sorts of things. So let's put a cup. Let's put a card or two on Five of Cups. Five of Cups, I have Page of Swords and Three of Wands. Empress is at bottom of the deck energy here. We have threes coming up here. Basically, Pisces, it feels like with Page of Swords and Three of Wands, people talk a good game, Pisces. Or you've experienced people who talk a good game, people who obviously, as I already said, your gifts, your talents, your that which you built, that which you can do, that's apparent to everyone, also to your strength. And it could be, Pisces, in this energy, you have been seeking similar people who have similar gifts and similar commitment to partner up with in general. And those people who you gave the opportunity, you gave the time to go and investigate what that could be like. They didn't live up to the expectations either that they presented of themselves. They didn't lead up to what they could do. And also, too, in this energy, Pisces, they didn't want you to get too far ahead of them. That's essentially what that Five of Cups is. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Strong earth energy here, Pisces. Hierophant, Hermit, Eight of Wands, Queen of Wands. Of course, Taurus energy is intensified here with Hierophant. Virgo energy is also intensified with Ten of Pentacles and Hermit. Did I say Hermit energy or Virgo energy? I kind of forgot. But yeah, we have some more earth energy. And Sagittarius comes in here, Pisces. Queen of Wands, bottom of the deck energy with Six of Cups. Yeah, Pisces, there's like, partnership really is what, we're human, we're social animals. And to find the right people to go and bring out our best, and simultaneously, we ask those people to be their best as well, the best that they can be. Also, too, with Six of Cups here, well, very warm energy, very nurturing energy, very dedicated energy. Hello, Shelley. I could for a donation. If you would like to donate, I'll be more than happy to explore a question with you. Yes. If you have a question, the details for donation are in the description. So there's Cash App, Venmo, or Buy Me a Coffee. Yeah, it says Cash App. The details are in the description. It's 4 whiskers. The spelled out. Okay, wonderful. Let me know. And I'll continue with this, and let me know, Shelley. So, Pisces, what I have here, well, I have lots of tender energy. I have very enthusiastic energy. Also, too, Empress and Queen of Wands. This is someone who, or energy, Pisces, your energy that wants to build. Also, too, you require, Pisces, the people who are around you to be a certain kind of way, live their life a certain kind of way, not be stagnant. Also, too, in this energy feels like not be stingy, not be afraid, not be rigid. Knight of Cups with Hierophant, Hermit, and Eight of Wands. Essentially, Pisces, things should be at a certain level. Connections that are opening up should be at a certain level for you to move in, for you to move on. Pisces, I really feel in this energy, those avenues that you've already explored have pretty much shown you the validity of whether they're going to go or not. It doesn't take much time, Pisces, for you to go and scope out what is going to work, what isn't going to work. Pisces, if there's anything that you're waiting on, Ask for it, Pisces. It's also this Five of Cups energy, Five of Cups with Three of Wands. When you're direct, Pisces, you get your answer. Thank you for the like. When you're direct, Pisces, you get your answer. You save yourself time and your resources, and you can move on. Keep it moving, Pisces. That's what I have here, Pisces. I have, Pisces, that your partnerships, your connections, your opportunities are out there, but they're not small fry, Pisces. Make no mistake. Oh, you can't find it? Give me 1 minute, Shelley. I'll be back in 1 second. Give me 1 second and I'll post it in the chat. I need to go and edit myself. 1 second. And okay, so the Cash App is here. Let's see. So it's all together there. But there's a Venmo and you can see the Cash App that's there. So my Cash App is 4 Whiskers. If you're doing Cash App. And the other 2 links are Buy Me a Coffee and Venmo. So let me know how that works out for you, Shelley. And I'll be more than happy to explore your question with you. Going back to this energy. Okay, sounds good, Shelley. Going back to this energy. With Hierophant, yes, things have to be at a certain level, Pisces, for you to go and move on with, show interest in, move forward with. I don't care if it's love, I don't care if it's friendship, I don't care if it's work, but it's that towards, what excites you. Also, too, with Knight of Cups, what you believe in, what you're affected by, the directions that you believe that you want to go in. But it has to be at a certain level, Pisces. It can't be small. The openings, the opportunities, the people, they can't be small people, they can't be rigid people, they can't be small opportunities. They have to be of a certain sort of size, a certain level of stature, a certain level of maturity, a certain level of weight. Otherwise, Pisces, better to go and see the validity of that. And also to move fast, don't take much time. Okay, that's the energy here with 8 of Wands under Knight of Cups. One minute. So Ten of Pentacles. Let's take a peek at Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, I have Empress. I have Queen of Pentacles. And I have Queen of Wands. Well, Pisces, I have really great energy for you. I do. You need to clear off your space. Oh, you did? Great. Let me just say this one line, and then I'll get into your reading. And that's for the Piscean collective. Know that everything is set up. You have all the ingredients, Pisces, to go and make magic happen. But Pisces, in order for that to happen, you really need to clear off your space, not just your head space, not just your emotional space, but your physical space. Clean up, tidy up, organize, and have really strict boundaries about what can come in, what can talk to you, what is, what's the environment that you are operating in, and who even gets chirpy little messages into it. With Empress, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, you, number one, I'm going to say you have all the skills you need to develop and expand. So first of all, know that really the best collaborator in any situation is going to be you. With 10 of Pentacles here, first of all, know your worth. Be always aware of your worth, and also too what you have, the potential that you have to build. Pisces, I'm also going to say in this energy, there's a lot that you can accomplish, especially Pisces. I mean, when you're with 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, obviously the more competent people you have, Pisces, the more you can do, the faster you can move. But I'm also going to say, Pisces, even if there are people that don't move in the same manner, they can't think as quick as you, Pisces. They don't have the abilities as vast or as skilled as you, Pisces. They're not exactly going to be an asset to you, Pisces. Remember that. Empress, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Everything you need to create, to build, to grow, to expand, you have it. But you need the space, Pisces. Focus on enforcing your space. Okay. So give me 1 minute. Shelley, let me go and see your information. Hi, Shelley. So I see that. Could you add $10 more to that? And then I'll go and I'll pull for you. Oh, yes, that's me. Oh. Yes, I got it. So will you add the rest of it then? Thank you. And we'll get into it. And I think I'm going to get another deck out too. Okay. Thank you, Shelley. Okay. Okay, so Shelley, for that, I'm only going to pull a couple cards. If you want a little bit more, then let me know. But so I got that. Thank you very much for the support, Shelley. I appreciate it. And your question, let me look at the question again. I did. If you want the full reading, then it would be $33.33. But if you want me to just take a look into the energies, then we can do this amount. What would you like to do? Let me know if you'd like a full reading. Okay. So let's go and see. Will you win your medical malpractice lawsuit? I have 6 of swords here. 6 of swords with 6 of wands. You know, you have been endeavoring to go and win justice, endeavoring also too to have people see your point, your side. Looks like too you've been carrying yourself with a lot of grace in the midst of, well, you've been supporting yourself essentially. You've been supporting yourself, and it has been noted people aren't making things necessarily easy for you in 6 of swords energy. I will say as well that as we're starting to pull the points that you're making, though, although it's points that nobody really wants to acknowledge, they can't help but acknowledge and help but see. So first of all, with your suit, know that it really is how you're presenting yourself. Your case is strong. The way that you present yourself is really undeniable. You know, they're trying to go and throw kinks and chinks into this. Also, too, Yeah, trying to see where the avenues are. But know that, first of all, with your position is very strong. And the case that you're making is logical. They have to acknowledge what you're saying. Maybe they're not showing it to the vibrancy in which you are presenting and the vibrancy of what is obvious, but it's known. With Six of Swords, we have Four of Pentacles and the Fool. Three of Wands, Temperance, Empress, Page of Pentacles, King of Wands, Ace of Wands. Okay, first of all, will you win your medical malpractice? I feel like, I don't know what stage your case has gone into. Like, for instance, if you're still in mediation, or if you've done your depositions, or if you've gone in front of a jury, or what this case is. But I do know that no matter what kind of friction the opposite side has been throwing, your side is very strong. Six of Wands and Empress. You are really undeniable in how you're presenting things, and also too, even if they like to ignore the very obvious strong case that you have. You do have a strong case, Empress and Six of Wands. They don't want to acknowledge it, but they can't help it. They know that you're in a position of power. However, Four of Pentacles here tells me that they're cheap. And Four of Pentacles also tells me that they like to go and stop this from gaining any more momentum. They like to stop you as well before you get any momentum. I feel like first, initially, what's going to happen? Will you win your medical malpractice suit? I feel like they're going to go and offer you. They're going to offer you a smaller deal than what you deserve or what you anticipate. Also, too, in this energy, it could be that they just want to go and wrap up the case as quick as possible, so that whatever you are lobbying for and fighting for doesn't gain any more wings, doesn't gain any more momentum, doesn't get larger than it is, doesn't get more visibility than it could. So that's, first of all, the energy that we have here. With Fool, there is going to be a settlement here. I still feel like they're going to try and undercut you, or maybe undercut's not the right word, but they're not going to offer you the full extent of what they should. I feel like they're going to offer you something to try and keep you quiet and move this along. Three of Wands, Temperance and Empress, Page of Pentacles, King of Wands, Ace of Swords. Well, first of all, in this energy, again, also too, I don't know how long the time has been going on here, but Three of Wands and Temperance speak of time. Of course, Six of Swords and Four of Pentacles also speaks of time. Time for understanding and digestion. Also, too, time to go and sort of act as a roadblock, like this is where I want things to remain, trying to go and keep things as they are, but still the momentum of your case is moving through, is pushing through. Three of Wands with Temperance. This speaks after some time, you're going to be given an offer. Everything I have here, I have repeated energies here. It speaks of offers. So, first of all, as I said, I don't know what space I have here. I feel like they'd like to go and offer you something to go and keep you quiet and move it along. I feel like if there already has been time placed in this, and if you've already gone through this Three of Wands and Temperance temperance position. A little bit more time spent on just this case, and also to the case growing wings, the case gaining momentum, the case getting bigger, the case having more time invested in it, is going to want them to resolve this faster. So if this has already been going on for a period of time, then I definitely see them wanting to go and wrap this up even more faster. And in that case, if this case has been going on for a period of time, I do see them offering you a settlement that's going to be better. I think if the case has just gotten started and if you're in the deposition phase, I think they're going to offer you something to try and shut you up. If this case has already been going on for a period of time, then that deal is going to get better. And then King of Wands with Ace of Wands. A little bit more time that's on here. You've done your deposition. They're going to go and definitely offer you a settlement. With the three, as I said, we have timing things here. It could be, I don't know, is this, I don't feel like this is as short as 3 months, but, you know, it could be years. I mean, the Three of Wands, Six of Swords are long drawn out energies. I feel like if there was a period of time put into here where seasons passed, I'm going to say that seasons passed, then you get a little bit, you get a better offer, but they are going to make you an offer in your interest. I don't think it's going to be, first offer I don't really see being, they're going to make you an offer to be quiet. And maybe that Fool could be enough. But, you know, that's another 2 years. 2 years. Well, I see them offering you. I do see them making you an offer. They could actually offer you a decent settlement, because Three of Wands to me feels like it could be like, you know, 3 years. This Six of Swords feels like it could be seasons. And then you said 2 years. They could be going and preparing to make you an offer just to go and stop this from gaining any more momentum. And I think that too, in this energy, if they offer you a settlement, I wonder too if you can't go make sure your lawyer is on. Well, that's another question. As I said, this is only, you know, I pulled a few cards for the 15. But if you want to go and expand to add the rest of it to get it to $33.33, we can take a little closer look at it. Ultimately, what I feel here, they are going to make you an offer. They're going to make you an offer to go and push this off the table. I also feel, and maybe this depends again on your lawyer, how quick is your lawyer able to go and think on their feet and negotiate. But I feel like you could go, I feel like the first offer, but I feel like they can create a second offer, or a second time period is going to create another offer, and that offer should be good. That offer should be adequate. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is hopeful energy. King of Wands and Ace of Wands could be enough as well for you to decide to settle the case and push it behind you, move on. But those are just a couple of the cards here. So what do you think, Shelley? Also, if I was going to say timing, by the way, Shelley, I will say that as I see the messages here. In terms of timing, I read my Fools as Aquarius energies. Four of Pentacles is Capricorn. Think about Capricorn season will be mid-December. And then Aquarius season follows Capricorn season. So we're talking about mid-December to end of or middle of February, with perhaps some proposals being made now in Sagittarius season, some plans being made now in Sagittarius seasons. So if I was saying timing too, with the energies that I have here, without pulling anything more. Well, are there other questions, Shelley? If you would like me to dig in a little deeper, that's, I would need one more donation. Yeah, but that's what I see in terms of if I was to say timing as well. And I wasn't really pulling so much on timing, but just with the energies that have come up. And also, too, with what I feel. Well, what kind of questions would you like to go and learn more about or ask more about? Tell me what kind of question or questions you'd like. Because if it's relating to this, like exactly what I have here, I can clarify. But if it's on a new subject, that would be another reading. So think about what it is you'd like to ask, and we'll go from there. But for like a detailed reading, it's $33.33. Will you receive from all five? Okay, so for this, Shelley, why don't you put in the $33.33 and I'll dig down deep into it for you. Thank you. Let me know, Shelley. You know, it's interesting, Shelley. I will say too that when you can play this back later, but when I was pulling these cards, the very first card energy, we had the Empress and Six of Wands with the Six of Swords, and a little bit beyond the Empress, we had a Five of Wands. And it's interesting that you said that you receive from all five. I think it was the exact order was a Page of Cups, a Five of Wands, an Empress, and a Six of Wands. That was the bottom of the deck energy. You can take it back when I was pulling for Six of Swords. So that five, know that those five companies or those five entities are definitely in your energy. Page of Cups, Five of Wands, an offer, an offer they're working to go and put out, but it just was interesting. They are. They are. And then also, too, if there's 5 entities involved, they could have, each one has an interest that's in there. Sometimes it really isn't even about, as well, the issue at hand. It's just a reputation. Well, that would be, I would say, put in $33.33, and I'll do the reading of will you receive from all 5, because that's another question, and I'll go and pull, and we'll get to the answer for that. But I just think it is interesting that when I was pulling here, we had the vibration of a 5 of Wands in there. And I will take a look at that for you. Thank you. Okay, sounds good, Shelley. Sounds good. Hi, Shelley. Hello. So, Shelley, do you want to go for that reading, and we'll take a look at the five? We can take a look at the five. Will the five payout? We'll do an in-depth on that. Okay. Pay 23 though, because I am trying to pay $23.33. And we'll go into that, okay? And I'll take a look for you, Shelley. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Okay, I'm here. Take your time. Just let me know when you're done. Thank you for the link. So it's 4 whiskers. In fact, if I was to spell it out, here, one moment. Because it's easier for me to write it out than to type it. Okay, so that is my Cash App. 4 whiskers. And there's no space there. So that's the Cash App. I guess it's going in and out. There we go. All one word, and that's an S. All lowercase. Let me know, Shelley, if you're still here. Okay, Shelley, let me know when you're here. And we can start. So let me know when you're ready, Shelley. Because I am here. Okay, so we'll start. And your question, write your question down one more time, just in the chat. I did. Thank you. I got it. Thank you so much, Shelley. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate having the chance to explore this issue for you. You want to find out, will all 5, right? But write the question out for me one more time, and we'll get started. Okay. Will you win from all five? 3 surgeons and 2 practices. Let me think for a second. I think I'm going to choose. I'm going to give you 3 decks, I think. Just think about how I want to pull for this. Will you win from all five? 3 surgeons and 2 practices. Let's go and first see the energy of all 5. And then we'll go and look at as a collective, and then we'll take a little peek into the surgeons and the practices, okay? That's how we'll do it. Let's first see the energy of winning all 5. Let's see the energy of the 5 as a collective. How united are they? What is their energy? Will you win first from all 5? I have 10 of swords. 10 of swords at 5 of cups wanted to come out. Justice. 7 of vessels. And 2 of wands. Okay, so first of all, the energy of the 5 as a collective. Number 1, they're fractured. I don't know if you have all 5 of them together or if they're 5 separate suits, but I'm going to say that each one of them is being pulled in a different direction. Each one of them has their own I don't quite want to call it interest, but I'm going to say they have their own things going on. With 7, we have 2 7s. 7s are a complicated energy. So it's like each one has their own issues, their own concerns, and there isn't exactly cohesion on it. However, 10 of Swords also tells me that one trait that all of the 5 share as a whole is it's time to end this. They want your case to end. They want to put it behind them. That is the unifying force between all 5. Now, how does it get resolved? How does it get behind them? As a collective, those 5 entities are all over the place. I'd also say in this energy too, some are saying let's just go in and move on. Other ones want to nitpick. So I'm going to say right away, some are more generous, some are more stingy, and it's just because of the principle of it. 7 of vessels. The 7 of vessels energy, it's more like a being nitpicky about it. Not like they can't pay the money. It's like the reputation, their experience, their customer rapport. How will this look? How will it feel? It's a loss, right? They don't want to acknowledge a loss any more than they have. Some of them, not all of them, though. Some of them are there going, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's pay you, move forward. With justice here. You know, it's time to end this. It's time to resolve this. It's time to go and move forward away from the situation, to put it behind them. As I said, 7 of vessels is a little bit more up in the air. It's not really about the finances to the people who are still deliberating, or perhaps they They don't really want things to pay out entirely in your favor or up to what you're asking for. Seven of Cups, it's not really that they can't pay, it's the fact that, it's more like, they're taking it a little personally. I'm going to say that because it's about their business. It's a reflection on them. They're identifying with it too closely when some people are there saying, let's put it behind us. Two of Wands, though, however, Two of Wands means offers are going to be made. Plans are being made. What exactly do they offer you? What exactly could they offer you that would seem reasonable? Reasonable enough not for you to go and carry this any further. Going to take a little bit more peek into this collective energy of the five, and then we'll go into, I'll pull for each one of those five, okay? So we'll get a clear idea of where they stand. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, I have Crown of Vessels. That's a King of Cups energy. Justice, I have Death. Seven of Vessels. Yeah, they're definitely fighting over. Well, they're lawyers in the Tower. Okay, well, first of all, let me go and say, the end looks good. The end looks very good for you. Sun, Nine of Coins, Three of Vessels. The end of all this deliberation looks really, really good for you. They're going to be forced to come to a suitable settlement for you. So know that. And I think they're all doing that too, because again, with that energy that we initially had, the Empress and Six of Wands, you have a strong case. You present yourself very logical. Also to Six of Swords, Two of Swords. We have that Six of Swords energy coming up again. Shelley, you are not going away. The points that you have made, the facts of the case speak for themselves. The facts of the case cannot be buried, no matter how much they'd like to ignore it and not give credence to it. It's as obvious as day. Okay, so first of all, that's the bottom of the deck energy here. Ten of Swords, it's time to go and move on. Everyone wants to move on with this case. All five of those people. They are disappointed about how things went down. I think they're also disappointed with how strong a case you have. Either how strong a case you have or how well presented your facts are laid out. This is something that they can't deny. They can't ignore. They can't push away. With Justice and Death, well, a change is coming. Take a little closer look at that for you. Solely because of the nature of the question, Shelley, because we are dealing with something that caused distress. And then you think about the legal lawsuits in general. Lots of things going on here. Seven of Vessels and Four of Coin. So yeah, it's problematic energy. They want to go and end it. It's a combination of ego here. It's a combination of money. It all comes down to how much do they give. And also, too, when they give, they're acknowledging even more that they did wrong. Even if nobody knows about it, even if they go and put it as a closed case, it stings their reputation, their ego. And they're just wondering, how much can they get away with to give you? and they're taking it a little too personally. Someone here, not all, I'm not going to say all 5 of them, but somebody here in the case is taking it very personally, and they have a stuck up, egotistical self. They'd rather just look the other way than acknowledge the fact they actually did wrong. And if you ask me too, Shelley, with 7 of, this is unrelated, but this is just the energy that I have here and what I'm channeling with 7 of Vessels and 4 of Pentacles. 7 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles energy. They've done this before, Shelley. They've done this before. The reason why it affects their ego is because this proves that no matter how much they boost themselves up and say, like, we are professionals, we are leaders in our field, we are experts, etc., 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 they keep on making mistakes. That's why they're taking it personally. You're not the first case that they've dealt with. It's turning into a little bit of a pattern for them, a habit for them. And each time it proves the fact that they're not all what they say they are. 2 of Wands with the Tower. So we have 2 big changes here. Crown of Swords. I only laugh because an offer is being made. A decision with these cards fell out, so I'm going to take them. Crown of Swords with a Champion of... This is a Knight of Pentacles and a King of Swords, essentially, in these energies. And what I have here is they're going to make you an offer. Somebody really wants to go and just clean it up, move on, pay you what is right. I'm going to say with that Champion, that Knight of Pentacle energy, Champion of Coin. They want to move on. Somebody really wants to move on. Also, too, we have Death in the Tower. So, yeah, something big is coming. A decision is being made. Someone's forcing a decision to be made. Justice also gets Ace of Vessels. In the future, you have a good offer coming in the future. You have resolution coming. Seven of Wands. They still have that Page of Cups, Page of Pentacle energy, though. We had initially that offer being made with Page of Pentacle. That's what this Apprentice of Coin is. Page of Pentacle energy comes up again. 6 of Wands and Magician. 3 of Swords. Again, it's a loss of reputation for them, but they want to move on. I'm going to pull just one card on you, just because. On that Apprentice of Coin, that Page of Pentacle energy, Wheel of Fortune. That's just them coming together in collaboration, or the energies coming together for a new start to end this, to move onward. But I have really great energies as well. I think they're going to give you enough for you to move off, to be satisfied with it. They want to end this. Someone here, King of Swords, in this energy. Someone really wants to go and end this. And also present you with what is adequate. Justice. I think your case, Shelley, speaks for itself. And that's something that all parties acknowledge. No way can they go and deviate from that, Shelley. Justice clarified by Death. We have 2 types of energies here with strong changes with Death in the Tower. But let's focus on this one. With Death, we have Ace of Cups. That's what an Ace of Vessels is, and a timing card. This deck actually has a few more cards in it. So yeah, very soon you are going to be getting a suitable offer. You'll be able to push it behind you. And also too, don't forget that stunning energy that we had, bottom of the deck energy, with Ace of Wands and some other things. But this is a stunning justice. Things are going to be worked out in your favor. I do think that they are tight and cheap. But ultimately, someone's going to say, probably the legal counsel, I suppose, with with Crown of Swords. Someone is going to say, let's clean this up, let's move on, let's go forward. But the only sort of hassle is the fact you are not the first case of this nature that they have, and it's turning into a pattern, it's turning into a habit. Not good. Not good for them. Nothing to do with you. But this is showcasing that all the things that they say, that they profess as they go to work every day, all those sorts of things. They have other failures that have been making, and probably other failures that are coming up in the woodwork for them. You know, they're not it. They're not competent. They're subpar. And this just, they can boost themselves up all they want, but they have facts staring them in the face. Two of Wands. Two of Wands gets a Two of Swords. And an Eight of Vessels. The Sun. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to say that in the energies that I have here, now, of course, you can think about how your case is going and what your legal counsel has told you and all those sorts of things. I'm not a lawyer. So I'm whatever a lawyer speak, that's there. But you know what I feel? I feel like essentially if this is even the right way of saying it, but it's like the legal minds or the legal system is what is giving you the best credence. What's being sort of stingy here are egos. So wherever there's a chance for ego to come in, whether it's the ego of the lawyers or the lawyers giving weight to their client's ego instead of just giving their clients good legal advice. You know, because sometimes there are lawyers who they'll go and advocate for anything on behalf of their clients, and then there's other lawyers who will really advocate to make sure that the messes are clean and they can move forward, right? The whole thing is, what's important? Do you want to move on and put this behind you, or do you want to turn this into a fighting match? Right? There are those two types of people. Someone who will work for the ego of the person, someone who will work for the benefit of the business or the benefit of whatever they're being hired to litigate for. And I feel like your case overall, your case will shine for, your case shines in the eyes of law. So it could be in this energy. And as I said, this is something to think about. Two of Wands tells me here with the Tower and Two of Swords. This tells me that there's ego and breakdown of collaboration and communication. It's also acknowledging failure. It's not your failure, though. You have the Sun. It's also in this energy like they're going to try and push hard for their own resolution, but it's not going to work out for them. So it could be, if they come up with an offer first for mediation, as I said, there's something to think about how your lawyer presents this. But I think the facts that they're basing the case on, or one of the people are basing the case on, they're going to find out that it holds no weight when it is viewed by a higher source, an impartial source. Ultimately, with all five, some parties are being petty. Some parties are being realistic. And I'm not going to say fair, but they want to make you an offer that will have you move along. And ultimately, with all five, and as I said, I'll pull for each one of these 3 surgeons and 2 practices, just to see their energies. But I feel like ultimately know that you will go and get a decent settlement. Know that you may have to take it up to a higher level for that justice to come through. And that's ultimately if someone is being petty and trying to undercut you. And remember, they're not undercutting you for any other reason than it just highlights their client's own incompetence. They don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with the fact that they provide lousy care overall. Anyway, so that's the energy here. Justice is on your side. Your case, your facts is acknowledged. They would like to go and present you. Some people would like to present you with a weaker settlement, but I wonder how much that will hold weight, because I do see something very, very nice being presented to you ultimately. I'll take a look at, for you, the 3 surgeons and the 2 practices. Present collaboration. Anyway, let that deck rest. Okay. I'm going to bring out these cards again. And I was going to use these, but I think for entities, I'm going to use this deck. All right, let's go and see 3 surgeons and 5 practices. Move my cards around a little bit. So let's call them surgeon number 1, 2, and 3, and practice number 1 and 2. Unless you want to, for these things, do you want to give me like, do you want to just write down so that you can know? Like, for instance, you can call them like, surgeon L, surgeon M, surgeon P, and practices 2 and M, whatever you want to do. If you want to go and tack on a little marker for me. Otherwise, I can just go and pull surgeons 1, 2, 3 and practice 1 and 2. But if you want to assign a letter or a number to them, call them 1A, 1B, 1C. Think about the names of those businesses or those people, Shelley. I'll pull 2 cards on each. Okay, so yeah, write down give me markers for all 5, and I'll pull for them. Okay. So I'll wait till you're done. So write them down, because it's better than just me pulling on, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. And I'll take a close look for you. Okay. And then give me a marker to lock into the practices. And it can even be like practice. So, like for instance, when I pull for the Cancerian collective, as opposed to pulling for all 12 zodiacs, I pull for the Cancer collective. So with a marker, that's just something that I use to go and hone in. So for the practice, you have two practices. Do you want to call it practice A and practice B? But think about like practice A would be transcendental health. And practice B would be crystal run. But think about that as you're calling it practice A and practice B, as you're writing it down. Or you can just simply say, like one would be transcendental health, you can just say TH. And if the other one's crystal run, you could say something like CR. Okay. And give me the last one, and I'll pull. All right. We'll take a little close look at these energies. Oops. But overall, know that you have a very strong case. Some people do want to settle. Your case, the more it gets sunlight, the more it gets visibility, the better. And I do see a favorable outcome coming out for you. But let's go and see. Let's see Dr. Sullivan. Dr. Sullivan. Then I'm going to see Dr. Hornberg. Then I'm going to see Dr. Allen. Okay. So Dr. Allen has strength and 7 of wands. Dr. Allen is quite strong in his position. Both is very Leo energy. I'm going to say too, Dr. Allen has a lot of ego. Dr. Allen, though, is into protecting what he's built. Eight of Swords. Dr. Allen has a little bit of an ego here. Dr. Allen doesn't quite want to comprehend what he is going through. Also, too, in this energy, Dr. Allen is going to do what's best for him to push this behind him. Let's go and see Dr. Horberg. Dr. Horberg. I have 8 of Wands. Judgment and 3 of Pentacles. Dr. Horberg wants to go and work things out. Dr. Horberg wants to go and resolve this as quickly as possible. Dr. Horberg, or Horberg, however you say his name, excuse me, Horberg, he definitely sees the point of this case. He also realizes that it's in his best interest to put him behind you. Dr. Horberg should be very, very conducive to paying you out what you need to get you to end this whole thing. Dr. Horberg's energy is more generous than Dr. Allen's. Dr. Allen and his energy, it's like he's going to go and do what he has to do, but he's going to do it with his back against the wall. You know, it's a big ego loss. This guy struts, and he feels like this is I'm great, shining, most important, smart, competent, amazing self, and oh no, I can't handle failure. Not to laugh, but I'm just saying that's the energy that Dr. Allen is in. Dr. Horberg wants to push this behind him. Dr. Horberg has much better, much healthier, much more conducive energy to you. And Dr. Sullivan. Let's see, Dr. Sullivan. Page of Swords, Dr. Horberg. It's Princess of Swords, 4 of Wands. Ooh. Well, first of all, Dr. Sullivan is a fighter. A princess in this in the deck that I have here, this deck, they don't have pages. The pages are actually replaced by princesses. So we actually have a Page of Swords twice. This energy is compounded. I see Dr. Sullivan as being outwardly nice and agreeable, or his legal counsel being likewise very nice and agreeable. But I wouldn't trust Dr. Sullivan. You know, Dr. Sullivan in this energy, as I said, a Princess of Swords is the same thing as a Page of Swords. Well, not actually, I take that back. It's the equivalent of this energy, but it is slightly different. And this is why, too, I say to go and watch out for Dr. Sullivan. You know, the princesses in all of this deck are a bit wild energies. Pages are fresh energies. Pages take initiative. Also, too, when a page energy is negatively aspected, pages are very quick to initiate, but you can also crush this energy very quickly. They wilt quick. With a princess, though, princesses are wild energies. You can't really crush a princess energy. It's like once you get started, it gets started. And it doesn't really matter what kind of reason is in there. You know, princesses are like the whole frenzy, whatever they're aspected with. So that's why I say in this energy, under a 4 of Wands, you know, Sullivan will do what he has to do to maintain appearances, to keep everything settled, to keep everything quiet. But this is actually it's immature energy, number one. Know that. Dr. Sullivan, I don't know what Dr. Sullivan looks like, or I don't know what he's like, but in this energy, I feel like he's two-faced. I feel like he gives off a very calm, even-keeled demeanor. Maybe he has like a few, you know, dry sense of humor or something in there, something that he tries to do to put people at ease, or to present himself not as cutthroat as he is, he softens the harshness of his exterior. I wouldn't trust him because he's out for his own gain and that his own center, but he could appear very mild-mannered. He could appear reasonable, but he's not. And he is thinking up a storm. You know, with him, his energy, will he pay? If that's what he has to do to go and protect his center, he will. But he's also into putting up a good fight as well. He's into putting up a good fight, but he's also not going to be stupid with to risk what he's built anymore. So anyway, with Dr. Sullivan, I feel like he's two-faced. I wouldn't necessarily trust what he says. He will see reason, but he has a lot of game in him, a lot of duplicity in him. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, that Dr. Sullivan. In fact, you know what I'm going to say too, out of all the energies, this guy, who's this guy? This guy is Dr. Allen. Like Dr. Allen's energy, I feel, is someone who likes to go and you know, push their way and sort of have their presence speak for themselves. And when that fails, when his armor is rusty, when holes have been discovered, you know, he crumbles under pressure. If things can't be perfect, look perfect, present perfect, he crumbles. This guy, Dr. Allen, is the one who, yeah, I would just watch out for. You know, he will do what he has to do, but he's going to have to be forced into doing it. Yeah, so as I said, he's really the one to watch out for. I wouldn't take it all his only because, as I said, again, we have the page energies, lots of thinking, lots of innovating, lots of strategizing, and all for his own profit. Not nice energy. And the best one here is whatever this guy's name is, Horberg. Horberg is level-headed, and Horberg just wants to move along. Let's take a look. Horberg is on the board of directors. Horberg is literally the one who wants to resolve this, and he's just there like, let's move on, let's take it, let's do what we have to do to push this behind us. Alan. Let's see which one is Alan. Alan is okay, so this one is Alan. Okay, so yeah, so this one is Alan. Well, if Alan is on the board of directors, know that for Alan, appearance means a lot to him. You know, he presents their group in a certain way. He presents his group in a certain way, and that's important to him. He is literally having a breakdown over how this looks. He doesn't take setbacks very well. You know, he wants to go and believe that they are the best. He wants to go and be there like, oh no, support. You support the image that he created, that they built. And he knows he can't. You know, ultimately, his image, I feel, is quite, that he's created, should be quite impressive. But he's a fragile person. Alan is a fragile person. You know, as Alan in this energy, if things don't go his way, maybe he goes into like a room and screams, or like, you know, Goes like crap, 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 crap. Excuse my language, but you get the idea. Yeah. He flips out quietly. And he would shut, and he'd be in his, I feel like in this energy too, when his mind shuts down, he could just like avoid it or not pay attention, but it's only because he's having a mental crash. That's Alan's energy. So let's go and check out whoever the other persons are. Let's go and check out the Orthopedic Center of, is it Decatur? Decatur? I know it's in Georgia, right? Or Decatur? I'm not sure. Decatur? How do you pronounce that? Decatur. He's an avoidant. Yes. Yeah, that's his energy right there. And he will continue, Illinois. He will continue. He tries his best to tell the best lies so he can puff himself up. But yeah, he's having a bit of a mental breakdown right now. Internally, he's flipping. But he's flipping where no one can see him. He's having a huge, your most reasonable one there is that Korberg. And the one to watch out for the most is that first guy, whatever his name is. What's his name? Yeah, Dr. Sullivan is vicious, actually. Mild-mannered, but vicious. Okay, let's go and check out. Let's see. Let's check out first the Orthopedic Center of Decatur, and then we'll check out the Orthopedic Center of he was a Marine Sullivan. Yeah, because the thing about Sullivan, as I said, Four of Wands means that he appears very, very steady, stable, calm. I also would see him as being unruffled. But that Page of Swords energy, Princess of Swords, as I said, pretty much similar energies, but it's the same in the deck, because this is based off a Thoth deck. And in a Thoth-based deck, pages are princesses. So it's the same type of role, except princesses are wild. As I mentioned before, they're very wild energies. And him having a Page of Swords and a Princess of Swords, ooh, yeah, I wouldn't trust him. He's mild-mannered and vicious. Okay. Let's do Orthopedic Center of Decatur and Orthopedic Center of Illinois. Or Decatur. Orthopedic Center of Decatur and Orthopedic Center of Illinois. All right. And Orthopedic Center of Decatur is that one, and Orthopedic Center of Illinois. Okay. So Decatur, I have Devil, Nine of Swords, and they know they can't avoid it. They must have put up a good fight here with Devil. They put up such a good fight with Devil. I mean, Decatur, the Orthopedic Center of Decatur. They put up such a good fight and they've been told that they're wrong. Gee, strong energy. It's like their wealth, their reputation, their standing in the community, their power. And it's like, oh, Shelley knows that, like, there's an example that we're not all that. Crisis mode. And here with Strength and Six of Pentacle, Two of Pentacle. I'm going to say the Orthopedic Center of Illinois is more conducive to working with you. Orthopedic Center of Illinois is the one who, they want to go and resolve this. They want to move forward. They're going to go and work with you. They're going to work with the facts, and they're going to listen to their legal counsel. Orthopedic Center of Illinois. Orthopedic Center of Decatur, they're going to be forced in by a higher type of power. So that's what I have here. Okay. Of the energies of the five that are there, you can see the problematic ones, you can see the reasonable ones. This one, the Decatur Orthopedic Center, they could need, the facts speak for themselves, and that's what that's what they're aware of now. This one could need something like a higher entity, could be a judge or something, to go in and put them in their place. But the facts speak for themselves and they're aware of it. They could also settle for themselves. But it's taken them they've been very resistant to it, to say the least. Devil and Hierophant, stubborn, my way. And they're being forced to acknowledge that they can't have it that way. They're being forced to acknowledge law isn't on their side. The Orthopedic Center of Illinois, a lot more reasonable. You're welcome, Shelley. Shelley, I wish you the very best. Sending you also some blessings too, because good grief, that Sullivan is not nice, and that Alan is a weak man. Alan is weak, or Dr. Sullivan. Sounds good, Shelley. Please do. Anyway, as I said, sending you lots of light, lots of love, lots of luck. Okay, thank you, Shelley. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.